How do you do keyword research for YouTube video marketing? I'm going to say right now that you can probably forget everything that you've learned. Unless you've come across my channel before, no one else teaches this strategy. Everyone else treats this just like website SEO, but YouTube SEO has some big advantages that most people miss. So in this episode, I'm going to talk to you about tactical steps that you can take right now, and I'm going to show you the results that those steps will get and what you can expect. You'll be able to compare that to anything else you've learned before, and you'll see that no one else gets results like this. In fact, I can help you dominate YouTube in 4 months. So let's dive right in. So let's start out right here on YouTube. If I go up to the search bar and I'm going to paste in here the question, 10 things you should never say to your child. If I hit return, look who's at the top. We've got Live on Purpose TV with Paul Jenkins. That's a channel we produce. You can see his thumbnails back here. The second listing, also a client of mine. That's Nicolene Peck, and you'll see thumbnails of her back here. And I'll show you one more example. I'll do a search up here. We'll paste in how to become a construction project manager. All right, look here. The second and the third are Jason Schroeder. You'll see thumbnails of him on the wall behind me. So how did we do this? And how can you do this on your YouTube channel? Well, you need to follow a 5-ingredient strategy, okay? I call it my leaf strategy. To understand what my leaf strategy is, you need to understand my tree analogy. So a tree has a broad trunk that goes out to branches, that goes out to the leaves. Okay, the trunk represents your core area of expertise, whatever you focus on in your business. And the branches represent all the different categories that you have expertise in. But if you keep going out to the leaves represent the questions that your target audience is asking. And we want to go for really specific questions. So let me just show you an example. Let's say the area of expertise you have is in productivity. So that would be the trunk of your tree. The leaves, here's an example. A leaf question would be, what can increase productivity in a dental office? Notice how specific that is. That's what you want. I didn't make this up. I did keyword research and I found questions like this that have consistent search volume every month. Another one that I found, how to improve productivity on a construction site. In a moment, I'm going to show you the tool that I use to find these, but let's talk about why these specific questions are really important. Let's say somebody on a construction team wants to improve their productivity, right? So they go to Google or YouTube and they type in this specific question, and then your video pops up with that title. They're like, oh, that's exactly what I'm searching for. So they hit play and they watch that video all the way to the end. That shows the YouTube algorithm that this is a person that likes your content. And what we want to do is train the algorithm. We want to pull in these ideal people, these people that are searching for you. Before this didn't know that you existed, but they find you through search, and it tells the YouTube algorithm who the target audience is for these videos. So over time, your channel gradually builds more and more momentum of this search traffic that actually turns into lead generation for your business. So this is the tool that I used, and you can go play with this right now. You can get a free trial if you go to herokeywordtool.com. So let's say you're an expert in change. So we just put change in the search bar. That's like the trunk of your tree. We hit search, then we turn on the questions button, and then I'm going to turn on an advanced filter, just one, it's word count. So I'm looking for questions that are 8 words or longer. So that's my default. I start with 8. And look what I found. How to deal with a life-changing injury, or how to deal with employees' resistance to change. How to change your life at 60 years old. What are the primary components necessary for lasting cultural change? It boggles my mind that there are 90 people every month typing in the exact wording of that question. So that's the first step. You've got to find these leaf titles, these really specific questions that your target audience is asking. Let's move on to ingredient number 2. You want your episodes to be 10 to 12 minutes in length. So once you find that question, you got to prepare an answer because you're the expert. I recommend not scripting it or not using a teleprompter, but just outline your talking points and answer the question on camera. Give them real value and talk to them for about 10 to 12 minutes. Ingredient number 3 is average retention. The higher the average retention, the better. So when somebody clicks on your video, some people will watch 30 seconds and then they're gone. But other people, probably the ones that found your video through search, they're going to watch your video all the way to the end. So if you take the average of that, if you have an average of 50% or higher, then YouTube's more likely to promote your video to more and more people. Ingredient number 4 is custom thumbnails. Now they've become a lot more competitive over the years, and we actually put a lot of effort into the thumbnail. So I want to show you why that is and show you some examples of what we do. Notice these two thumbnails of Paul Jenkins here. The top one has red around the text and the bottom one has blue around the text. Well, if you look up top, you see that the top one had a click-through rate. That's the percentage of people that click on it, was 6.6%, but the blue one had an 8.3%. So just by changing that color, we're able to get more people to click on it. So we'll do a lot of testing and experimenting. We'll actually design a variety of different thumbnails for each episode. So this is Jay Townsend. He teaches politicians how to run campaigns and how to win elections. Just for one episode, we designed these 6 different thumbnails, and we look at them and we say, which one really represents this video the best? Which one really captures our attention and creates the most curiosity? And YouTube just launched in the last few months a split testing feature where you can upload 2 or 3 different thumbnails and it will alternate between them, and over time you'll have data to show you which one has the highest click-through rate. Just to show you another example, this is Nicolene Peck. She's also a parenting expert. For this episode, we actually designed 9 different thumbnail ideas just so we could really make a comparison and pick the best one. All right, you're ready for ingredient number 5? It's a big one, okay? You've got to record and launch 5 episodes every single week. Now let that sink in for a minute. I call that daily content, 5 episodes a week, but there is a way that you can really do this efficiently. In fact, today I'm filming 20 episodes in a single day. It's 9 to 5, okay? So if I film 20 episodes in a single day, that means I only have to film once every 4 weeks. The reason I recommend this high of quantity is the results that you'll get. You can dominate YouTube in about 4 months. And if your business is currently generating 7 figures, and you follow this strategy for a year, it's very likely and very common for you to expect an additional 7 figures of revenue in your business from the lead generation that this will do. Now, what happens if you launch 1 episode per week? You know what? If that's realistic for you, I recommend starting there. This strategy will work. Just make sure you follow all 5 ingredients. The growth will be more gradual, but after just 3 and 4 months, you'll start to generate leads from these people who are finding you on YouTube. From these leads, you'll generate more revenue and you can start to ramp things up and maybe increase to 2 episodes a week. And eventually the goal is 5 episodes per week. Do you want something a little bit more tangible? When I say dominate YouTube, what does that look like? Okay, and I'm not talking about Mr. Beast domination. I mean, he's the biggest YouTube channel on the earth, but I'm gonna tell you now, you don't wanna follow his example. Because if you want to use YouTube to generate leads for your business, there's a much better strategy and a much easier strategy. What's Mr. Beast's goal? Mr. Beast's goal is to grow as many subscribers as possible. And when he puts out a new episode, he wants all of those subscribers to watch that episode. And he wants us to watch every single episode. I say us because I subscribe to his channel. I watch every one of his episodes, but that's not the goal for my channel. That's not the goal that I'm recommending for your channel. So you're kind of in shock. You're like, Nate, what are you talking about? Okay, so here's the goal that I'm recommending for your channel. People who've never heard of you before, instead of subscribers, okay, people who've never heard of you before, they do a search, they find your video, they watch it, and then they join your email list. Okay, so we want to grow your email list. That's something that you can control, and that's another step towards them becoming a client. So once they've subscribed to your email list, what happens if they never go back to YouTube and never watch another video there? That's okay. I mean, they're probably going to watch several more videos, but it's okay if they don't, as long as they stay subscribed to your email list. Okay, now let me show you this. Look at the screen here. This is a real spreadsheet from one of my clients. Okay, this is Noelle Randall. She's an expert of real estate investing. And when I did keyword research, I grouped them like this into different branches. So if the trunk of the tree was the word real, then the first branch we go off into the word estate. Then on the estate branch, we branch off into the word investor. And on that, we still branch off to the words find, or another branch, become. Okay, so this branch here is real estate investor find. And if I highlight all of those questions there, those are all the different leaf questions, leaf titles that we found, but we look at them as a group. When I showed this to Noelle, she says, well, you know what? When I look at it like this, that's actually not my target audience. I don't need to dominate that branch. But then we looked down at real estate investor become, and she said, this branch I want to totally dominate. I want to answer every one of those questions, and I want people that are asking those questions to find me. Okay, so we did this in February of 24. Now take a look at this column here. You'll see all these yeses, startings, and nos. A yes means if we type in this question on YouTube, she ranked at the top. This was back in February. If a starting means if we type that question in, we had to scroll down. She wasn't in the top 3, but she was somewhere in the top 20. And a no means we didn't find her. She was nowhere to be found in the top 20. So what's interesting is this branch that she doesn't want to dominate, that is not her target audience, she actually had a good amount of traction. You see that there's a lot of yeses and a lot of startings in there. But the branch that she did want to dominate, or does want to, back in February, mostly no's. There's only 2 yeses, okay? So these are the dates that she filmed the episodes answering these questions. She filmed 5 in February. She filmed a few more in March, a few more in April. Now take a look at the results in April. We started to get some more yeses. By May, we started to get even more yeses. And by July 3rd, you can see that we dominate this branch, the real estate investor become branch. I'm excited that I was able to share this strategy with you, and I want you to be able to implement it. If you feel like you want to go a little bit deeper, good news is I've created a course for you. It's a mini course called the YouTube Lead Gen Blueprint. It's only $17. And if you go to youtubeleadgen.net, you can begin this course today. So the 5 ingredients that I shared in this episode, I was able to go a lot deeper on each one so that by the end of this course, you'll really know exactly how to get the same results for your channel. Go to youtubeleadgen.net. I'll see you there.